There are only a couple of events each year in the off-campus student housing industry that bring all of the industry leaders together. The National Multifamily Housing Council's annual Student Housing Conference is the longest-running conference for the industry. 2024 marks the 21st year for this conference and is being held October 7th through the 9th at the Aria Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the premier event for student housing professionals, bringing together leaders from all facets of the sector, including owners and operators, investors, lenders, and university partners. The conference features the industry's best and brightest minds all at one event, delivering the knowledge, tools, programs, and connections necessary for leaders to shape their future success and the future of our industry. So who are some of the folks attending this year's conference? Let's meet one of them right now. So Danny, I hear you're going to Vegas.
Hey Wes, yes, I will be in Vegas next month. Very excited to get there.
Well, I is this your first time going to NMHC Student Housing Conference?
As a representative of Zego, it is. I went, many times over, probably a decade ago or more when I was with Class Leasing. Spoke at the conference numerous times, but for Zego, this is our first time venturing into NMHC student housing, so we're excited to be a part of it.
Well, Zego's been, a part of a couple of student housing companies that I know of. ACC probably being the most notable. You guys handle all the utility management for them. But for those that don't know anything about Zego, give just kind of that, 30 to 90-second elevator pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Zego's been around for about 20 years. We were formerly known as Paylease. We started as a payment processor, primarily in the multifamily and HOA space. And about 5 years ago, when we teamed up with ACC, that really took our product roadmap and our offering onto a pathway that led us more into a student housing, favorable partnership. They really drove a lot of initiatives and a lot of the features and functionality of our system to really pair well with what student housing operators are needing these days. And so in the wake of that big partnership with ACC, we've realized that we've got some tools out there that a lot of student housing operators could really leverage. And so we went to Interface this past spring, and we're doing an MHC here in October in Vegas. And we're excited to get out there and just meet everybody, show everybody what we've got. And we really think that we have a good offering that will, again, help a lot of operators when it comes to moving money and managing utilities.
Yeah. It was, I didn't really know, Zego a lot until you guys, reached out earlier in the year. And I started noticing when I go in to pay my HOA dues, all that's being processed by Zego.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. The same thing myself when I do my HOA deals, dues with my house in Georgia. I pay on our rails as well. So,
yeah. Well, hey, you guys are going to be one of our, kind of headliner sponsors for our Top Golf Mixer event. And so for any owners and operators that are watching this, want you to know we are doing this, hosting this event for you guys. We've rented out a good portion of the Top Golf facility in Vegas, which is the largest Top Golf facility in the country. It's even got a couple of swimming pools. So big thanks for doing that. You guys are also one of our, you're part of our supplier partnership program. So, obviously want to thank you guys for doing that. What's coming up, with you guys from a student housing perspective? Anything new that you guys are putting out or bringing to the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the biggest thing we'll be releasing right around the time of NMHC will be the white paper. This white paper is really going to dive into the turn process, and it's going to uncover or focus on some areas that a lot of operators are leaving money on the table, or perhaps cutting some corners due to not having the resources in-house to properly manage specifically utilities, whether it be managing the move outs or vacant cost recovery, ensuring residents are putting utilities in their names properly. All those little steps that, there's just going to be money left on the table if you don't have a partner that is dedicated to looking at those key pieces of your business. So I think it'll be fun to get everybody's feedback on that white paper. And then in addition to that, we're also going to test the waters with some other features that we're adding to our payment offering, particularly refunding security deposits. We know that not every student housing property accepts a security deposit, but for the ones
Yeah.
that do, we do allow a digital refund of the security deposit right now,
Gotcha.
which is very, it's a game changer. I don't think there's a lot of that out there these days. It's a lot of manual check cutting,
Well,
and it's
especially if you've got a lot of international students,
correct.
and if you're collecting security deposits, like what you said earlier, I think the industry for a good portion of it has kind of moved away from security deposits, and I understand why. But I will say, having a security deposit still makes so much more operating sense
Yeah,
than
it,
not having it. So
it certainly does. I think most of the property technology companies that delve into the payment space, like we have for so many years, they really focus on the accounts receivable side of it. They focus on
yeah,
money in. I think we're the first company to really go out there and say, hey, we're not just about how do you receive payments, or how do you we focus on how do you pay payments, and refund the security deposit, or in the case of utilities, how do you pay utilities on time, and audit that utility bill to make sure that it's an accurate payment, and extract data from it. So we really are at the forefront of how money moves in and out of a property. And it's going to be fun to go talk to some utility people from the student housing industry and see if they can leverage these tools.
yeah, yeah. So obviously, first time back at NMHC under Zego, and first time back at NMHC in a while for the conference. But I've got a feeling this is not going to be your first time to Vegas, probably even this year.
Yeah, it won't. If you're on the conference circuit, right, in any of the multifamily housing, verticals there, you're in Vegas quite a bit. And to be honest with you, I've been there so much. I don't vacation there. That's I
Yeah.
feel like I'm there 3 or 4 times a year for work. I do love the city. It's a great time. I'll give it that.
Well, any suggestions on places for somebody that maybe this is their first time or first time in a while?
Yeah,
Um, uh,
to
any
me,
suggestions?
it's one of those ones where you can trip and fall and land in a 5-star restaurant. So I would say get reservations early. It would be my
Yeah,
suggestion. But I also like getting off the strip. I think getting up to Old Town is really really cool. There's some really great spots up there. But
yeah,
Vegas is big and loud, and there's a lot to do. The Cirque du Soleil shows are obviously fantastic, and the one thing I would love to do, I don't know if it's going to happen this trip, is get into the Sphere. I think that is such a cool venue, instantly iconic, right? And
yeah,
last time I was in Vegas, just I was staying at the Wynn right next door to it, could see it out the window of the hotel room. Couldn't take my eyes off it. The place is incredible.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, we I didn't get to see you 2 there last year because they were opening up, like, the week before,
Oh man,
the NMHC conference was out there, so they had, I think, like, 2 or 3 shows. A lot of folks got to go. I'd taken my wife and my oldest daughter out there, and we, had it on our list to try to do. None of us are huge YouTube fans or anything, but it was like, yeah, we should go check that out. And tickets were just so expensive. We were like, we can do that, or we can go to several other shows, and
yeah,
we chose to go to several other shows. But yeah, I would definitely. They've got a couple of movies and stuff that are playing, during that week that I would say spend the money, get inside of it.
yeah.
It's a really
We'll have to
cool
check that
experience
out.
inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I know that what we're most excited about is the Top Golf event. That's incredible. I love Top Golf as well. Like, talk about a business that took a driving range model and flipped it on its head, right? I mean,
Right.
20 years ago, somebody said we're going to do a luxury driving range with its own bays and lights and colored balls and technology. You'd have been like, no
Yeah.
way. And then
Yeah.
here we are, right?
There's not a family in my neighborhood who has not ended up doing, a birthday for either their kids or for, one of the adults. So
Yeah,
it's a good time, and I expect we'll have a good time while we're there. In our show notes, we're going to put your contact information. So if they want to make a appointment with Zego, they can do that. Anything else for our audience that you want to make sure they know?
Yeah, I'd say the big thing is, we are owned by a company called Global Payments, which is one of
Hmm.
the largest payment processors on the planet, right? And they're a multi-billion-dollar company that's invested heavily in us, and we really want to hear, what does the student housing operator want to see when it comes to utilities and payments and products around those. We can integrate with just about everybody out there. We're really are like Switzerland. We're not owned by a major ERP, and it just gives us some flexibility. What we are not is a startup that has to, make a couple deals in the next 2 years before the runway runs out. And instead, we're somebody that can be a long-term partner with a large operator like ACC, and that's why it's been so successful. So I really hope that some of your viewers, take the time to reach out and talk to us while we're there, and
Yeah.
understand that we're really there to listen and hear what the need is in the industry, and take the time over the next 12 months to build out an even better offering so we can service the industry.
Hey, there's no shortage of pain points with utilities and student housing.
That's what
So
I'm hearing.
if
Yeah,
if nothing else, maybe you can at least find a couch, at at the conference center, and let property managers just kind of hang out and tell you all of their problems,
yeah.
and you can be a bit of a
Vent a
therapist.
little
So.
bit.
Well, hey,
Absolutely.
thanks so much again, Danny. And like I said, all of your contact info will be in the show notes, and we'll see you in Vegas.
Yes, thanks so much, Wes. Looking forward to it. See you there.
All right, take care.